Yes.
You ready? All right.
Yep.
I'd like to call the 7 PM work session meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Boonstra?
Here.
Mr. Lane?
Here.
Mr. Madigan?
Here.
Mr. Shanley is absent. And Mayor Melchiong.
Here.
Thank you. This regular work session meeting of the Wykoff Township Committee is now in session. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting appears on our annual schedule of meetings. A copy of said annual schedule has been posted on the bulletin board in Memorial Town Hall. A copy has been filed with the municipal clerk and has been posted on our municipal website. And a copy has been emailed to the Record, the Ridgewood News, and the North Jersey Herald News, all newspapers having a general circulation throughout the township of Wykoff. At least 48 hours prior to this meeting, the agenda thereof was similarly posted, filed, and emailed to said newspapers.
Thank you. Can you please confirm Finance has reviewed and signed vouchers?
They have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to open the 10-minute public comment period, 10-minute public comment period, 2 minutes per speaker for public comment on any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of the Township of Wykoff?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley is absent. And Mayor Melchiong.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Please step forward to the microphone if you wish to make a comment.
Seeing no one, Mayor, I'll move to close this portion of the meeting.
Okay.
Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Thank you. Administrator report. Matt, you ready?
Thanks. Going over the business meeting agenda first. Resolutions 191 through 197 are for our liquor license renewals for July 1st. All paperwork's in order as for the clerk and the ABC. We have 2 maintenance bond releases, and then we have approval of our contract for the removal and pruning of shade trees to Downs Tree Service. That was a public bid. 3 bids were received. Downs was the lowest. 201, awarding a contract under the National Co-op Sourcewell for our sewer cleaner that we funded for this year in capital. And 202 is a last minute add to the agenda. This is a approval to submit a grant application with the New Jersey Department of Transportation under their Transportation Trust Fund program. For Spring Meadow Drive pedestrian safety improvements, looking to apply for funding from them. Minimum award is $100,000. So it has no match requirement also in this grant. It is competitive, so we'll be going through some of the requests that we have, sending them off, attaching them as part of our grant application that's due next Friday.
Great, that's good.
Putting together that application this week. Thanks to our grant writer for finding that for us. We have 1 motion for an outdoor sample sale at Michael Felice, and 1 for a temporary tent on the grounds of Eastern Christian Middle School for their outdoor worship service on Sunday, for a week, July 7th to the 17th. And then on to the administrator's report. Just a reminder that the recycling center is on summer hours. So on Tuesdays they do close at 3 o'clock. They don't open until 11 o'clock, and they close at 3, and again they'll reopen again in evening hours 6 to 8. Just a reminder that municipal offices close at 1:30 on Fridays. This is through Labor Day. Estimated tax bills were mailed out for the third quarter taxes are due on August 1st. And so, especially today, this is a reminder that lawn watering is permanently 2 days a week. However, as you've heard, Ridgewood Water came very close to having to implement Stage 3 water restrictions today. Their tank levels have moved below 54%, and the trigger for Stage 3 water restrictions is 50% height on their water tanks. It puts fire suppression in jeopardy, anything below 50%. Ridgewood Water has put out messages through their reverse 911 system, both via phone and via text, asking people to conserve their water by cutting their water usage by 20%. And this is just an analogy. 20 minutes of watering on your lawn, they want you to cut it by 20%. Now only water your lawn for 16 minutes, not 20 minutes. All right. However, as of 5:30 today, water usage did not slow down. They are still they are now dangerously close to having to go to the stage 3 water restrictions. So they're asking everybody to please stop watering their lawn for the remainder of the week and turn off their automated sprinklers for that, so that they stop watering the lawn. Sorry. The water storage tanks are now critically low, and any lower fire protection systems are in jeopardy, and they may have to issue a boil water advisory for part of their system. So they're asking people to please strongly work on conserving water usage to the end of the week.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So how are our residents alerted to this?
So anybody
Situation.
through Ridgewood Water, anybody who has an account with Ridgewood Water and has their phone number registered with Ridgewood Water as part of their billing, got a message through Ridgewood's reverse 911 system. We put it out on our social media today. We could also put it out on our e-news if we want to. But that's as far as we've done. But from Ridgewood's perspective, they put it out on their reverse 911 system, which goes to all of their customer base.
I got a call.
You did get a call,
I
right?
did get a call too.
So.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Last meeting, we awarded the 2024 road improvement program. We hope to have a pre-construction meeting next week so that we can get this program underway, and that project is set to be completed by August 23rd. I've been getting questions on Grandview Ave. Final paving of that road should occur after the July 4th holiday. Boswell is finishing up our 2025 NJDOT municipal aid grant application, and that's for the Lawlidge Road project that's due at the end of the month. As I mentioned, our grant writer now will be preparing, or is preparing, our application under the local transportation project fund for the Spring Meadow Drive safety improvements. We plan to introduce the tree protection and removal ordinance as part of our MS4 permit requirements at our July meeting, once we've received all comments from the Township Committee and the Shade Tree Commission. On your table is I tried to summarize the ordinance very briefly into a flow chart, which says when a permit is required, when replacement is required, and so on. You can have a look at that. We will be going out to bid for the Morley Drive sewer extension on Monday. Pre-bid meeting is scheduled for next Thursday, and we will open bids on July 9th with the intent to award on July 16th. The purchase order's been cut for the footings and foundations on the restrooms at Memorial Field. That work should be starting in the next few weeks. In response to the June 18th, 2024 deadline in the new affordable housing law for reporting of non-residential development fees, our report was submitted by CGP&H, our affordable housing consultant, today to the DCA. The Terhune, Birchwood, Sycamac Ave, the Barn sewer extension project is slated to begin next week. It'll begin on Terhune Drive and work up the hill. Pending receipt. This is all pending receipt of final paperwork from the developer and the contractor, and a final pre-construction meeting is scheduled for this Thursday. And then finally, the property owners at 521, 522, and 524 Helena will be moving forward with a privately funded sewer extension project there. As you know, we pulled Helena in anticipation of this and possibly another one on Helena. We pulled Helena off the paving list this year and moved it to next year. So hopefully that will be done shortly. That's all I have.
Thank you, Matt.
Now, what time is that pre-con meeting for 13 Sycamac? If I could ask.
I will get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
That's it. All right. Township Committee reports. Raj, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Under the DPW, all of our parks have been mulched. The speed limit signs in the change in the ordinance have all been posted, so we highly recommend that you stay within those new speed limits on those roads. DPW assisted Orange and Rockland with the county several tree removals, and the DPW also re-roofed the electrical shed. Under police, I'm going to yield to the mayor on talking about the police chief for a day, which was fabulous. What a wonderful thing. And under the fireworks committee, we're going to have a discussion about the fire department potentially doing something for a fundraiser. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Roger. Tom?
Okay, before I report, just, Grandview, Matt, I didn't want to interrupt your report. There's raised manhole covers in Grandview.
There's one.
Yeah, I know, 'cause I hit that one this morning. Is there any, can we, get that repainted so it's clear?
Sure.
'Cause if you're going towards town, you're not near it, but if you're coming this way,
Yeah, it's on the opposite, it's
you
going
hit
towards
what- you
Hawthorne.
go right over it, and maybe it was too early this morning, 'cause I hit it pretty solid. Okay, a couple things, let's see. I had the opportunity, in no particular order, to attend the Eagle Scout Court of Honor for Stephen and Gregory Canizzo. They did the gardens behind the Zabriskie House. They did that, and I fondly remember their brother John lining the area with brick and doing that several years ago. So I want to thank them and congratulate them. And when I was there, I said, you know, we almost should name that little area Canizzo Court, because the Canizzo kids, family, friends, fathers, everyone put a lot of time in. It's actually beautiful. So if you have a chance to visit the Zabriskie House, just go back in the backyard and the gardens. It's actually fabulous. I attended the senior lunch last week with a bunch of very enthusiastic seniors, and they were very complimentary to the Township Committee, to the leadership here, and it's always nice to hear unsolicited. It's a good group, and they were very, very enthusiastic of what the Township Committee does. I too will leave the police chief of the day to the mayor and our police commissioner. It was a great event. I'll leave it to him. I attended the baseball day on June 8th. I went to a couple games in the morning, then they had the festivities in the afternoon, and it was a big hit, and I was just happy to be there to support not only the teams, but the coaches. And I got a kick out of the coaches because most of the coaches played baseball with my kids back 35 years ago, so it was a lot of fun seeing a lot of them. I went to a couple of scholarship presentations in town. So, you know, we support our Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce had an event. They awarded 3 scholarships totaling $4,000. A nice event at Columbia Bank. We thank our Chamber for thinking of our high school students. And I was involved personally with the Rotary scholarships. I was on the scholarship committee. We had a terrific breakfast last week, led off by Gordon Stanley, who was our scholarship chairperson, who did a lot of work on the committee, along with Barbara Rush and Emil Salvini, and we awarded $16,000 to students from Wyckoff and Midland Park, so it was very, very nice. Let's see. And then I just want to congratulate our 8th grade students who will be graduating tomorrow. I'll be at my granddaughter's graduation down at Point Pleasant from high school, so I look forward to that. And congratulations this Friday to our high school graduates from Ramapo, Indian Hills, and to all our graduates, whether we're the 8th grade, high school, or even kindergarten. Go forth and go get them. And then just the last thing, I just want to say the election results were updated, became official yesterday. And I just wanted to say thank you again. I was happy to want to thank our residents for their support. Thank you very much.
Tom? Rudy?
Thank you, Mayor. I was going to start off by saying I regained my voice from the last meeting, but maybe I'm a little ahead of myself here. So anyway, last Wednesday I attended a planning board meeting, which was relatively brief. We memorialized the application and approval of Cornerstone Church to install some generators, some standby generators, auxiliary generators, and to do some work on the berm at the, I guess, the westerly side of the parking lot. The board heard a presentation by Ridgewood Water for the installation of another treatment plant, PFAS treatment plant, behind the pumping station on Holly Drive, right off the corner of Mountain Ave. Now, I have to say, I made a comment to Ridgewood Water as we finished. Matt, I believe, and Maureen suggested that maybe, even though they didn't have to, they should provide notice to the neighbors. Now, it was not required because it's an improvement of a public utility, but we thought it, in the interest of transparency, because the neighbors would eventually learn of it, it would be best to be proactive, which Ridgewood Water did. It was well received. But they went a step further. One of their young engineers went through the neighborhood and knocked on doors and explained to the neighbors what was going on. Henceforth, no one showed up at the meeting. And they made it clear, it's a good application, actually. The building is red brick to match the pumping station that's there already. And it just goes to show you that if you explain to our residents in an open and forthright way what you're gonna do, it's a lot easier than having people upset at the meeting. So kudos to Ridgewood Water, kudos to Matt and Maureen for that suggestion, and to Ridgewood Water for following through on it. Last Friday, I attended a flag retirement ceremony at Company 1 by Boy Scout Troop 77, and they did a great job. It was a very patriotic event. They read and they explained flag etiquette and the proper way to dispose of a flag that's no longer fit for display, and they really did a good job. On Saturday, I also attended the Court of Honor, Eagle Scout Court of Honor for the Canizzo brothers. It was a very nice ceremony. The Wyckoff Environmental Commission met last night, and it was pretty much a routine meeting. We're going to institute, I think, based on our requirements for clean communities, a second cleanup day, and they're looking at Saturday the 21st because, according to Commissioner Compatiello, that's a national or state cleanup day. So they're looking at that, but we have to see if there are any conflicts or whatever to have a cleanup day. Matt?
This month?
21st
Did I say September?
Oh.
Oh, September, I'm sorry,
Oh, it's
September.
all
September 21st.
Got it.
Now, it's a busy month, sorry about that. It's a busy month, so we're gonna have to see if it, and the big news was that, Board President, Beth Fisher has announced that she had submitted her resignation letter, which we knew of, and I wanna thank Beth here. We should do something more. Her last day is actually, July 31st, and, I thanked her for her service and her passion for the environment and for all she accomplished in her tenure on the board and also as board chairwoman. And I think that's all I have, Mayor.
That's it. All right. Thank you, Rudy. I had the honor last week of, had the privilege of swearing in Rory Cavan for chief for the day. Rory's a 6th grader here in town who's been battling an illness this year, and this is a Bergen County event, and this is the first year that Wyckoff participated in it, thanks to Chief Murphy leading it. And it was a great day. They picked up Rory at his house, 7:30 in the morning, had a big welcome at Town Hall, showed him headquarters, all the equipment. Then we had a special swearing in here in Town Hall for Rory, who became chief for the day, followed by a little breakfast with Rory and his family and some of the officers from the department. And then after the breakfast, Rory was on his way down to Bergen County to another ceremony and some pictures with the other chiefs for the day amongst Bergen County. And it was a really special day, and I was very happy that I was able to swear Rory in for that. He was very, very excited. There's a library board meeting tonight, which obviously I'm here. They had to move the meeting for some scheduling conflicts, and tonight was the best night for everybody else. I attended the community baseball tournament that the baseball boosters put on down at Memorial Field. I will report, I got a little nervous, and I did bounce the first pitch before home plate. I will admit it.
Oh, you were thinking of cricket.
I wasn't gonna say
You
anything.
were thinking the cricket was coming
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it was all right.
I didn't say it. You notice I didn't say it.
I rushed it. I will admit it. Luckily, there was only one video and it's been erased. So, and then just lastly, I was over at Fire Company 1 with Troop 77 for on Flag Day for the flag ceremony, and the scouts did an excellent job with that ceremony. And that's all I have this evening.
I just want to add one thing. I want to echo Rudy, having been on the Environmental Commission before I got appointed here, and thank Beth for her service and her dedication to the environment. Did a great job, and I did speak with her, and she said she's not going away, and certainly she'll be there to help us where she can.
She'll stay on the green team.
Yep, exactly. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor.
Since we're talking about, I was gonna say something next month, but since we've got it fresh in front of us, I too also would like to thank Beth Fisher. I know she's gonna be leaving the end of July. She's been a great asset to the township, been a great asset in her role, and she's just a very, very nice person, and we wish her all the best. Thank you, Beth.
Attorney report, Dave?
Sure. The only thing I wanted to mention was, Township Administrator mentioned the draft tree removal replacement. Just encourage you all to take a look at that as soon as possible. We do need to pass an ordinance. State's kind of has dictated that to us. But if you have any questions, I know Matt's been working with Shade Tree and staff on that. I've reviewed a couple different drafts. So if you have any questions, comments, don't hesitate to reach out. But we do need to get something passed.
It'll
here
be
shortly.
fine.
Thanks, Dave. Matt?
Just the last thing, I know it came up during budget, came up again last week. The new AED for the Larkin House is in. It's in the police department right now, and I will work
great.
with Joe to get it installed, hopefully by the end of the week.
That's great. Thank you.
DPW was busy this week doing a storm sewer extension on West Shore. So as soon as we can free up some staff, we'll get it installed.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you, Matt. All right, could I have a motion to adopt Resolution 24C3 and enter into closed session?
So moved, Mr.
Second.
Mayor.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong?
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Thank you.
May I ask you all to please bring your folders?
Yes. We will be back at 8 o'clock.
Or before.
Or before.